potato plant is being eaten from the top down. Colorado potato beetle larvae, swollen and orange, hang from the undersides of the upper leaves in clusters of a dozen, and they are working through the foliage faster than it can be replaced. They eat everything: blade, margin, even the fine veins, leaving only the thickest midribs standing like bare ribs against the sky. Their bodies are soft and bloated, black-spotted along each side, and they do not hide. They have no need to. Below them, the stem is already stripped to the third node. Beneath the soil, in the dark, the young tubers stop growing because every leaf lost is sugar that will never arrive. It has tried everything. The plant is loaded with glycoalkaloids, Solanine and chaconine, poison strong enough to sicken a mammal that eats a single green tuber. The larvae absorb them and store them in their own tissue, turning the plant's defense into their protection. New growth pushes out from the lower nodes and is eaten within 2 days. The plant closes ranks, thickening the remaining leaves, and the beetles simply lay more eggs, bright orange clusters cemented to the underside of whatever is left. Adults arrive from the field margin, chewing, mating, and laying on the same plants. Frass streaks the stems. By the end of the week, the plant holds 1/4 of the leaf area it needs. But the beetles refuse to leave. Finally, something climbs the stem that is not there to eat the plant. It is a stink bug, shield-shaped and cream-colored, with 2 black marks on its back and a stiff beak folded beneath its head. Perillus bioculatus is a predator, and it has spent its life hunting exactly one thing: it does not chew. It carries a hollow stylet, a rigid drinking straw built to be driven through an insect's body wall. It moves up through the ruined foliage without hurrying, past leaves it has no interest in, toward the largest cluster of larvae on the plant. The larvae see it coming and do nothing, because nothing has ever needed to be done. They are armored in borrowed poison, and they have no escape behavior worth the name. The stink bug walks into the cluster, selects one, and pins it with its forelegs. Then it unfolds the beak. The stylet goes in behind the head, through the soft cuticle, and stops moving. What happens next happens inside. The predator pumps digestive enzymes down the same channel it will drink through, and the larva's tissues begin to liquefy where they lie. The body stops struggling within seconds. It does not tear, and it does not bleed. It simply goes slack, and then slowly, over several minutes, it goes flat, collapsing inward as its contents are drawn out through a single hole. The stink bug releases it, and the empty skin stays hooked to the leaf by its own feet. Then it steps sideways and takes the next one. A single Perillus can empty dozens of larvae before it molts, and its own nymphs, hatching bright red and black on the same plant, begin hunting the smallest larvae on the day they hatch. The cluster thins from the outside in. The chewing sound stops. What remains of the potato plant is a stripped frame with a few intact leaves near the base. And it spends everything it has left on those. Buds break at the lower nodes. New shoots come up pale, then harden, then flatten into full leaves that nothing arrives to cut. Within 10 days, the canopy has closed over the row again, uneven and patched but whole. White flowers open at the tips. Underground, in the dark where none of this was visible, the tubers begin to swell again, taking sugar from leaves that survived because something else was hungry. For the potato, a canopy rebuilt in 10 days is the difference between a crop and a handful of marbles. For the stink bug, the beetle larvae were a soft, slow, poison-proof food supply that could not run. For the soil, the emptied skins and the fallen leaves go back down as nitrogen for the roots that made them. Nothing on this plant was spared. The plant simply outlasted the thing eating it. Because something arrived that could drink poison. In nature's quiet battles, survival is rarely about strength and almost always about timing.